What's up, lore masters? This will be an addendum to my lore videos regarding the Borg. If you watch my Starship lore series, you'll note that I have not done a breakdown of the Borg tactical cube. So let's correct that right now and just get into it. My problem with the Borg tactical cube is that what is presented on paper and what is actually done on screen are dissimilar. Unfortunately, the writing of the ship would have us believe that this is one of the most powerful vessels in the Borg fleet. But we'll get into why it's not soon enough. The Borg Tactical Cube, also known as a Borg Class 4 tactical vessel, is supposedly one of the more militant versions of the Borg Collective. Unlike a standard Borg cube, the Tactical Cube has advanced hull armor that lines a significant portion of the ship. The vessel also has shields and multi-regenerative security fields around vital areas within the cube itself. To be clear, this ship is the vessel the Borg use when they feel like they have a fight on their hands. The problem, a fucking Intrepid class ship was able to damage a tactical cube in a one-on-one battle. The most advanced ship we have seen from the Borg to date, a vessel that is supposed to be infinitely more advanced than the standard Borg cube, can take damage from an Intrepid class ship. And remember guys, a standard Borg cube can take on a Galaxy class starship. A standard Borg cube can take on a combined fleet of 40 ships, which included a Nebula class, an Ambassador class, a Miranda class, an Excelsior class, and many, many others. It destroyed them like they were nothing. And the standard Borg cube was a ship the Borg used when they didn't really think they were facing a threat, not like the tactical cube. And this military juggernaut has trouble taking on an Intrepid. And I know what people are going to say. The Intrepid class was arguably a part of the anti-Borg ships created by Starfleet, and Voyager had advanced tech from both 7 of 9 and the Borg from the episode Drone. But even those advancements weren't powerful enough to allow Voyager to take on a Borg sphere, which is definitively not as powerful as a tactical cube. But on paper at least, from dialogue and the few parts we see minus that battle, the tactical Borg cube is the most powerful ship we've seen to date. Unfortunately, there isn't much more in way of technical breakdowns from Alpha Canon. In Beta Canon, the tactical cube was still a behemoth and dangerous to any ship it encountered, unless you're playing the game Star Trek Conquest, apparently. In Star Trek Online, the tactical cube is considered a dreadnought, and in the Armada series, they are ultimately given the ability to combine to make a tactical fusion cube. Insert your powers combined joke here. Looking at Star Trek Online specifically, tactical cubes have plasma beam arrays, plasma dual heavy cannons, plasma turrets, plasma torpedo launchers, and high-yield torpedoes. They also have tractor beams and a Borg shield neutralizer. So apparently the Borg like plasma in Star Trek Online. Look guys, I know a lot of people think I hate Voyager. The fact is I don't. I just get frustrated when the writers get lazy or have a lack of creativity. Voyager could have been so much more. They had a chance to make the tactical cube look like a beast, and still have it make sense that Voyager could beat it in a one-on-one confrontation. Here's my idea. In Scorpion, we meet Species 8472, and I would still have the Species 8472 Borg War in my version of events. I would just change a few scenes. When the Borg and Voyager are ambushed by Species 8472, the Borg cube would grab Voyager and engage at warp, like we see in the original episode. Cubes would still kamikaze some of the 8472 ships, but some would still make it out and begin pursuit of the Borg cube and Voyager. The Borg cube would drop out of warp in front of a nebula or anomaly, and 7 of 9 would contact the bridge letting them know that they would not be able to go through said anomaly. The Borg cube and Intrepid class vessel would be quickly surrounded by 8472 ships. Chakotay would ask, somewhat frustrated, "Why would you lead us to a dead end? They have us right where they want us." Now, 7 of 9, still as a Borg, would respond calmly, "Incorrect. We have them right where we want them." Tuvok would chime up at this point and say, "Sir, we are detecting 5 Borg vessels of unknown configuration coming out of warp." The scene would cut to behind Species 8472, and 5 tactical cubes would drop out of warp and instantly engage the enemy. Now, this would not be a curb stomp. Species 8472 would ultimately win, but at a cost. Voyager and the cube would be able to escape, and the Species 8472 vessels would be crippled. These ships would look like beasts, something that could at least put up a fight against Species 8472. The last scene I would add would have Tom looking up at Chakotay and say, "Let's hope we never have to fight a tactical cube." Fast forward to the episode Drone. the one with the 29th century Borg. I would probably keep it the same all the way to the end where the drone is dying and he looks up and is watching 7 of 9. Right before he dies, something would protrude from his arm and he hands it to 7. She inquires what it is and he says, "My last gift," or something to help with the voyage, or something ominous, something that would give you kind of an idea that it would help out. Then after that, in the coda or the ending, 7 explains that it is some form of armor generator that would allow Voyager to withstand attacks, even from the Borg. But she would note that the technology is volatile and it can only be used once. So they install it, but they don't use it, not yet. Throughout the series, the crew would offer the armor as an option to get out of said difficulties, but Janeway would always decline, finding another way. They wouldn't use the armor, not yet. And then bam, Unimatrix Zero. Realizing that there is a way to free the Borg and start a civil war that might stop the Federation's largest enemy, the crew of Voyager would realize that they would have to attack a tactical cube, and the mood would immediately sour. There's no way Voyager could stand toe-to-toe with a tactical cube, even with the advancements they had already gotten. And then, Janeway smiles. It's time to use their ace in the hole. Now in this episode, they won't say what it is until the actual battle. The next scene, Voyager drops out of warp in front of the tactical cube, and we have the standard Borg hail. Voyager is grappled by a tractor beam, and Chakotay looks at Tuvok and says, "Now." And then the armor activates, and Voyager engages the cube. We'll keep the rest of the episode as is, except Voyager retreats as soon as the armor is destroyed. And finally, now the end of the series. Series finale. Remember that anti-Borg armor Admiral Janeway had? Yeah, now we know how she got it. A line here and there about adapting the armor found by the drone, and boom. We add a massive threat that is never downplayed. Voyager gets a plot device they can use. Voyager can also beat this threat and it's not felt like it's contrived. And we have more lore for the ending of the series. Guys, this is not hard with forethought. Seriously, I am not a writer. Why am I putting this together? Look, the tactical Borg cube is great on paper, but it's never really brought to its potential. But those are my opinions. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. As always, guys, remember, ultimately we're all stories in the end. Make yours a good one.